There's one critical mistake I keep seeing people make with my popular AI assistant side hustle for real estate agents. If you're not sure what I'm referring to, watch until the end of this video and I'll pop that side hustle video up on the screen for you. But I've noticed that many people take a very simple process and completely overcomplicate it. I give them a straightforward plan to follow, but instead of simply doing exactly what I show them, they start down the ChatGPT rabbit hole and they start asking things like, could I add this? Should I build another workflow or create a workflow? What if the caller wants option 1 or option 2? Should the AI transfer the call? Can I connect it to another application? Do I need a complicated funnel? And before long, they've trapped their brain into paralysis by analysis. They're spending hours trying to create workflows and testing automations and trying to solve technical problems that no prospective client has even asked them to solve. Meanwhile, they haven't sent a single Loom video to a real estate agent yet. And that is exactly backward. This side hustle is not difficult. You don't need to be a technical expert. You don't need to know everything about GoHighLevel. And you definitely don't need to build a customized AI assistant before you even have an interested prospect. I've already built the AI assistant and everything else you need for this side hustle in advance for you. You just need to follow the process. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that process is, why it works, and how to avoid being the person who turns a simple opportunity, a profitable opportunity, into a complicated technical project. If you find this helpful, do me a favor. Would you just like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to my channel. And turn on notifications as well so you'll know whenever I publish another practical AI side hustle video. Also, comment agent below and tell me whether you've been taking action or whether you've been spending too much time trying to perfect everything first. So let's simplify this. Here is the entire process. Record a short Loom video offering an AI assistant to a real estate agent, ask them to reply yes if they would like to see it, and then send them the demonstration. That's it. The first objective is not to sell the entire service. It isn't to explain every feature. It isn't to create a proposal. It isn't to build a custom AI assistant for that agent. The only objective is to get the agent to reply with one word, yes. I already give my students examples of good Loom videos as well, so there's no real mystery there. They don't have to invent the offer. They don't have to figure out what to say. They simply follow the example, personalize it for the agent, and send it. And then they do it again and again. And that is where the only real work is. Not building, not experimenting, not asking ChatGPT to create 15 different versions of the business model. The work is sending enough personalized Loom videos to generate responses. And really, that's it. Real estate agents receive plenty of generic marketing emails, okay? They hear from website companies, lead generation companies, SEO companies, and software salespeople like all day long. Most of those messages look exactly the same as well. A personalized Loom video is entirely different. The agent sees your face, they hear your voice, they can see that you took a few minutes to look at their business or one of their listings, and most importantly, you aren't asking them to schedule a long, say 45-minute sales call. You're asking a very simple and very answerable question. Would you like to see how this works? The agent doesn't have to make a buying decision. They don't have to give you a credit card at this point. They don't even have to get on the phone with you. They only have to say yes. That's a very, very small micro commitment. And once they respond yes, you now have permission to show them something extremely valuable. One of the easiest ways to ruin this is to explain too much. People think that if they include every feature in the initial email, the initial outreach, the agent will be more impressed. Usually, the exact opposite happens. The message becomes long, confusing, and easy to ignore. You start explaining artificial intelligence, phone numbers, workflows, calendars, transcripts, knowledge bases and call routing. The agent doesn't need to understand all that. You shouldn't even mention it. What they need to understand is the result. The AI assistant can respond to inquiries 24 hours a day, answer questions, capture prospects' information, and help the agent avoid losing potential deals. And that's enough to create curiosity. Your Loom videos should be short, personal, and direct. Something like, "Hey Sarah, don't delete this. I came across your real estate business and want to share a quick idea with you. I've created an AI assistant that can respond to your property inquiries 24 hours a day, answer common questions, pre-qualify buyers, and help you sell properties faster and with less drudgery." If you're even a little bit curious, just reply yes. Oh, and remind me to extend my free trial of this to you as well. That is the purpose of the Loom. Create curiosity and just get the yes. Nothing more. Your goal should be to send enough Loom videos out there that you create what I call a great problem. You start receiving more yes replies than you expected. That's a really good problem to have. That is a much better problem than spending 2 weeks trying to perfect automation for a client you don't even have yet. Let's say you send 5 Loom videos. Maybe somebody responds. Does that mean the offer didn't work? No. It means you sent 5 Loom videos. Send more. Your first Loom may feel uncomfortable. I get that. Your 5th one will be easier. By the time you've sent 20 or 30, the process will feel so natural. You'll know what to say. You'll become faster at recording them, and you'll stop obsessing over every word and how you look and if it's perfect or not. Done is the new perfect. And volume creates opportunities. You don't need every agent to respond. You need enough interested agents to begin conversations. And if your goal is to create recurring monthly income, like I'm sure it is, handsome monthly income, you don't need hundreds of clients. A handful of agents paying you every month can create meaningful additional income for you. But you'll never reach that point if you spend all your time building and no time making the offer. That should be very clear. And this is where people tend to make the next mistake. The agent replies yes, and the student thinks, now I need to build a complete custom AI assistant for this agent. No, you don't. You simply demonstrate the pre-made AI assistant that I've already given you. When you sign up for GoHighLevel through my free 30-day trial, I provide the assistant and all the other pre-built assets that you need. You aren't starting with an empty account and trying to figure everything out for yourself. You already have a working demonstration. The agent can call it or otherwise experience it and ask the kinds of questions a real prospect would ask of it. They can hear how naturally it sounds and how appropriately it responds. They can see how the assistant answers questions, collects information, and helps create opportunities. That demonstration is what sells the service. You don't need a long PowerPoint presentation. You don't need a complicated proposal. You don't need to spend an hour explaining how artificial intelligence works. Let the agent experience it. The assistant sells itself because the value becomes extremely obvious. The agent immediately understands. This can answer when I'm busy. This can respond after normal business hours. This can capture an inquiry I might otherwise miss. This can help me provide better service without personally answering every call. This is the moment when the idea becomes real. After the agent has experienced the demo and wants to move forward, onboarding is straightforward from there. This is when you collect the information necessary to customize the assistant, not before. You learn about the agent's business. You collect the relevant listing or service information. And by the way, I also give you my free onboarding form to make this simple and automatic. But you'll ask what they want the assistant to do. You determine where they want the caller's information to be delivered, and then you customize the pre-made system for that client. But notice the order. First, make the offer. Second, get the yes. Third, demonstrate the pre-made assistant. Fourth, close and onboard the client. Fifth, customize what has already been built. A lot of beginners reverse that order. They build first and hope somebody eventually wants what they created. That wastes time and creates frustration. Don't solve problems before you know whether they are even real problems. Save yourself time and headache and anguish. I use ChatGPT all the time. Don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly useful tool. But ChatGPT can also help you overcomplicate something really quickly. If you ask it for 10 additional features, it's going to give you 10 additional features. If you ask it for a complicated workflow, it'll create a complicated workflow. If you ask it every possible scenario an AI assistant might encounter, it'll most likely provide a very, very long list. That doesn't mean you need any of those things. ChatGPT doesn't know that you were supposed to spend today sending Loom videos. It will happily help you spend the entire day designing a system nobody has agreed to purchase. Use ChatGPT to help you move forward. Don't use it to avoid the uncomfortable but necessary step of contacting prospects. Sometimes researching and building, I get it. It feels productive because I know you're busy. But being busy is not the same as developing a profitable business. The question you should ask yourself at the end of the day is not how many workflows did I build? The question you should ask yourself at the end of the day is how many Loom videos did I shoot and send? How many offers did I actually make? This side hustle is difficult to mess up if you follow the process. You mess it up by adding unnecessary steps. You mess it up by waiting until everything is perfect. You mess it up by trying to master every GoHighLevel feature before contacting anyone. You mess it up by creating multiple offers, packages, and niches before selling the first one. And most of all, you mess it up by not sending the Loom videos. If you send the videos consistently, expect for some agents to ignore you. You'll be ghosted. That's normal. Some will say no. That's also normal. But some will say yes. And those are the realtors that see the value, welcome the efficiency to their businesses, and those are the realtors that are swimming towards your lifeboat and not away from it. These are the people you demonstrate the assistant to. And those demonstrations lead to conversations. And those conversations lead to clients. And those clients create real and profitable monthly income for you. And the system works so beautifully because it's so simple to repeat. Don't destroy that advantage by making this complicated. So here's your assignment. Stop building for a moment. Stop changing the system. Stop asking ChatGPT for another version of the strategy. Use the Loom examples that I give you. Choose a real estate agent. Personalize the opening. Record the Loom video and send it. Then find another agent and repeat the process. Your initial goal is not to close a client. Your initial goal is to collect yes replies. Create that great problem for yourself. When the yes reply arrives, you already have the pre-made assistant ready to demonstrate. And when the agent wants to move forward, you have the onboarding process and support necessary to deliver it. And best of all, you do not have to figure this out alone, but you do have to take action. As I said, when you sign up through my link, I'll give you the pre-made AI assistants, the Loom outreach examples, and all the pre-built assets you need to demonstrate and offer this service to real estate agents. You'll get clones of the 2 pre-built funnels and web pages that I use to land my clients, as well as my free AI assistance course, my scripts and objection handling tactics, everything. You'll also receive access to my private group and our weekly live Zoom sessions where you can ask questions, get help, and avoid ever getting stuck. Those are live with me. But remember, the tools don't replace the activity. I give you all the AI assistance. I give you the Loom examples that convert. I give you the system and the answers to your questions, but you must send the videos. So start your free trial at www.gohighlevel.com/Don-Bassler. If this message helped you in any way, please like the video, share with someone who is also overcomplicating their own side hustle, and subscribe to this channel. And turn on notifications so you know whenever I publish another video. I think they're really helpful for people that take action. And leave me a comment below with the word agent if you're going to stop overthinking and start sending your Loom videos. Follow the process. Get the yes. Demonstrate the assistant. Close the client and make money. And keep it simple.
That was easy.